Hey, good morning, it's Owen, Bigland. This is the Inside Edge video blog. A couple of weeks ago, the Urban Development Institute, UDI, came out with another report on Vancouver's housing problem. And this is probably about the 8th report that's come out in the last year, pointing the finger at Vancouver City Hall in the fact that they are not doing enough to create more supply. They are not green lighting development, rezoning, cutting back on all the red tape and bureaucracy that a developer needs to start putting out more, building more condo units. And I've blogged about this a lot over the last couple of years. One blog I did that I saw the province stole my headline was that where are all the cranes? If you drive around to downtown Vancouver right now, in a market like we've got now with the prices we've got, you should expect to see cranes going up everywhere and condo developments, towers, townhouses going up on every corner. Instead, go downtown, we've got probably 6 or 7 cranes. We've got a few in Falls Creek. We've got a few scattered in Mount Pleasant area, but not a whole lot going on. And I can tell you that of those developments that are underway now, those were all pre-sold years ago. So those there's no cavalry on the way. That supply will not be bought or open to the public. Those were all long sold. You might get the odd resale in there or an assignment, but for the most part they were sold years ago. Of the other developments that I'm familiar with that are in the planning stages or getting ready to market later this year, I can tell you there's probably about 7 or 8 of them. The vast majority of those are high-end luxury developments. We're talking $2,000 a square foot and up. The land has just gotten so expensive in places like the West End and Cole Harbour that the developers aren't even bothering with lower end or low price, meaning $600,000 or $700,000 for a 1-bedroom. They want 1.2 or 1.3 for a 1-bedroom. So they're going to build luxury buildings because the dirt is so expensive. They're going to target that higher end buyer. So what I'm trying to say is the cavalry is not on the way. So, you know, this is something that's been going on for a while. The city of Vancouver needs to greenlight more development. They need to rezone from light industrial or heavy industrial, which we've got on the east side here, to more mixed use, commercial, residential. They need to cut a lot of the bureaucracy and a lot of the expense that it costs to get a project from securing the land through until building, which can now take 3 and 4 years. So, you know, this is a problem that's been going on for a while. Now, it's not all the government's fault, the city or the province for that matter. You know, we've also dealing with what's called the NIMBYs, or not in my backyard. A lot of that is going on in the West End, where a lot of the buildings in the West End are rental stock or co-ops. You know, talk about prime real estate. I think the West End is probably the jewel of downtown. Quiet tree-lined streets, walking distance to the beach, shopping, not on busy streets, but most of the stock in there is, as I say, it's rental stock. And, you know, these buildings are absolutely crumbling. Many of them are 50, 60-year-old wood frame with no parking. The problem is that the current bylaws we have in there for an owner to tear that building down, let's say it's a 20-story wood frame, 20 units, 3-story wood frame, and build a new one because it's crumbling right now, the city won't allow him any more density right now. He has to build a building with 20 units in it, which doesn't make any sense when the real estate it's sitting on, the parcel of land, is worth $10 million. It doesn't make economic sense. They should be building 30, 40-story towers on those lots. But the other problem is it's rental stock. There's laws in place that prevent people from being displaced. They're in a fixed rent or a low rent situation, which is guaranteed to stay at a certain level or only go up by 2% a year. The other thing, of course, is that you can't tear down a rental building and put up a stratified condo, at least not right now in most cases. You see, developers don't really want to build rental stock. They want to build condos. There's no money in it for them to build a 30-story rental building in the West End. They would rather secure the land, build a 20 or 25-story tower, stratify it, sell them, and be done with it and move on. The cost of capital and what it takes to build a rental building takes too long to get their money back. So it's a real twilight zone situation we've got going here. And a lot of it I pin on Vancouver City Hall, some of it on the province, because that's the other thing. Developers are uncertain right now on which way the laws, which way the taxes are going. Are they going to move the goalposts on us? Remember, a developer might pay $10 or $15 million to secure a parcel of land. It's going to take them another couple of years to get it through the zoning and the approval process, and then another 2 years to build it. They're afraid that the goalposts might move on foreign buyers or a new tax or getting rid of the capital gains tax for principal residents. There's all kinds of things that they keep moving around. So it's a lot of uncertainty for the developer. So you've got that. You've got the not in my backyard group. You've got Vancouver City Hall that has all this red tape and won't allow a builder to put in a condominium building in a light industrial area or an area that's being gentrified. It's a real quagmire in my opinion, and as far as I know, Vancouver is one of the only cities like this. If the Vancouver market was transplanted to most US cities, I can tell you that you would have development going crazy. The developers would keep pace with the demand. And Vancouver, maybe someone can correct me here, but the cities that I follow, this seems to be one of the few cities where we just kind of trickle the supply in slowly and always have 4 to 5 buyers for every unit that comes online. And when you have that, you're going to get what we have right now, which is ultra high real estate prices. So I think we need to start green-lighting more development. I know a lot of people will say, well, you sound like a typical realtor, but you know, the demand is far outstripping the supply, folks. Now, if we get a mortgage hike here down the road or a couple of those, that will put a damper on the market. But the bottom line is, the city of Vancouver and the province, for some extent, is trying to lower the real estate demand with unruly taxes and restrictions, as opposed to increasing supply. Pretty tough to control a market with putting in more taxes and handicaps and roadblocks. We've tried that method and it hasn't worked very well. I think it might be the time now to start green-lighting a little more development and trying to get this supply up. You should see cranes all over the place down here. But for now, as I say, we just seem to trickle in this supply slowly, like a sieve or something, without actually really trying to increase that supply. As always, I'm Owen Bigland. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.